Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into what happens when a task that should be super simple, upgrading an operating system, well, turns into anything but.
You know how it goes, right? You block off, maybe 20 minutes for a quick server update, a few commands, a reboot, and you're done. But in the world of tech, especially with communities that are really passionate about doing things the right way,
That's exactly what happened. A new guide for upgrading Debian inside a Proxmox container just lit up the forums, and it basically split the community of experts and home lab tinkerers right down the middle.
So what was all the fuss about? Well, a user posted this really helpful step-by-step guide to move LXC containers from Debian 12, also known as Bookworm, to the new Debian 13, LXC. It was meant to be this easy copy-paste solution. But the reaction? Oh man, the reaction revealed this deep philosophical divide about how to get things done.
And this is really the core of it all. Is more always better? Are those extra steps a kind of insurance policy against problems down the road, or are you just overcomplicating a process that Debian has already made pretty much perfect? Let's take a look at the two competing methods. So first up, we've got the original guide posted by user itsvmn. You can think of this as the all-in-one, super comprehensive script. This is for the admin who wants to cover all their bases, the one who doesn't want to leave anything to chance.
And here it is. You can probably see why some people started calling it a copy-paste wall. I mean, it's a lot more than just a simple update command. To really get why it's so long, we got to look at what's actually happening under the hood. So let's break this thing down.
Okay, so this script isn't just upgrading, it's actively reconfiguring the system. Yeah, it changes your software sources and runs the upgrade, but then it proactively disables some network services that can be a little flaky in LXC environments, and it installs a totally new, more modern networking tool. It's basically a full system refresh.
The whole mindset here is about prevention. It's for the person who says, look, I'd rather spend an extra minute now adding a little complexity than spend hours trying to debug some weird network issue later. It is a total belt and suspenders approach designed for maximum robustness.
But of course, not everyone was impressed. Almost immediately, the Minimalists chimed in. They argued that the original script was just massive overkill, and that trusting Debian's own battle-tested, standard upgrade process was the smarter and honestly the cleaner way to go.
And right here, you can see the difference so clearly. On the left, you've got this multi-stage script that's basically re-engineering parts of your system. And on the right, a single, elegant line of code. It does exactly three things: find and replace the release name, update the package list, and run the upgrade. That's it. Simple. This quote just perfectly captures the feeling of the minimalist camp. Why add extra steps, extra packages, and extra complexity when the standard Debian way just works? For a lot of folks, the one-liner wasn't just easier, it was philosophically pure.
Okay, so you might be thinking, easy, I'll just pick the simple one. But, it's never that easy, is it? The debate got way more interesting as people started sharing their own experiences and cautionary tales, and it really revealed that context is everything.
And here's the first big gotcha. User KevDogger pointed out something critical. A lot of people use community scripts to set up their containers in the first place. And those scripts often add third-party software sources. So just running a simple upgrade without checking if those sources are even compatible with a new Debian release, that is a recipe for a very, very broken system.
The feedback for the big, complex script was, let's just say, direct. Users called it stupid and overcomplicating. They really criticized including a whole new networking package as part of a standard upgrade. This wasn't just a technical disagreement, it was a total clash of styles. So, in the middle of all this back and forth, a really practical question popped up that honestly trips a lot of people up. Does the host operating system, Proxmox, need to be upgraded to match the version of the OS inside the container?
The answer is a clear, loud, resounding nope. Not at all. And this is a really fundamental concept if you're running any kind of virtual environment.
As user Tastes Like Chad explains perfectly here, the hypervisor, which is Proxmox, and the containers it runs are totally separate ecosystems. You can absolutely run a brand new Debian 13 container on an older version of Proxmox with zero problems. They are designed to be independent. So, after all the arguments, all the quotes, and the cautionary tales, where does that leave us? Who actually won the debate? Which method is the right one?
Well, the truth is, they both are. It really just depends on your system and your own personal philosophy. The copy-paste wall is for the cautious operator, maybe someone with a complex network setup who values robustness above everything else.
The one-liner is for the purist, with a standard vanilla container who just wants speed and simplicity. Neither one is wrong. They're just different tools for different jobs.
So the key takeaway here isn't about which script you should copy. It's about understanding the principles behind the choice so you can make the right decision for your own systems.
Before you even think about touching anything, you need to know what you're working with. Is it a simple, plain vanilla container, or is it a complex beast with custom networking? You have to check for those third-party sources. And above all else, this is the absolute golden rule: make a backup first. It takes minutes, and it can save you from a world of hurt.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? We all want our systems to be reliable, but we also value simplicity. So as you go about managing your own servers and containers, it's worth asking yourself, where do you draw the line between being prepared and just overcomplicating things? The answer, as we've seen, is really up to you.